Hey everyone, it's Mike. Welcome back. So today is a big day, a really big day. Today is my first day at a new job. I want to take a moment before I even get up from this bed to just acknowledge that. Acknowledge means to recognize and accept something fully, to give it the attention it deserves. Starting a new job is a significant life event. Significant means important and meaningful, not small or ordinary. I have been in my previous job for 3 years. Previous means the one before this, the job I had before this one. 3 years in the same company, with the same colleagues, in the same office, doing the same work. I knew everyone. I knew the routine. I knew where everything was. I felt comfortable and confident there. And then an opportunity came. Opportunity means a chance for something better, a door that opens and invites you through. A company I had always admired reached out to me. Reached out means contacted me, got in touch to start a conversation. They offered me a position that was a step up from where I was. A step up means a higher level, more responsibility, more challenge, better pay, greater potential for growth. I thought about it carefully. Change is not always easy. Leaving something familiar and comfortable takes courage. Courage means the strength to do something even when it feels scary or uncertain. But I decided, yes, this opportunity was worth the leap. A leap means a big jump, taking a bold, brave step forward into something new. I handed in my resignation. Resignation means an official notice that you are leaving your job, and I spent my last 2 weeks saying goodbye to colleagues and wrapping up my work. Wrapping up means finishing and completing everything before you leave. And now, here I am. Monday morning. New company, new colleagues, new office. New chapter. A chapter, like a chapter in a book. Each phase of your life is a chapter, and today, a new one begins. I'm excited, I am nervous, and I am ready. Let's go. Getting ready on a first day at a new job is its own particular experience. You think very carefully about everything. What do I wear? How do I want to present myself? What impression do I want to make? An impression is the idea or feeling that other people form about you when they first meet you. First impressions are powerful. The way you present yourself on day one sets the tone for how your new colleagues will see you. Set the tone means to establish the general feeling or standard for something going forward. I had chosen my outfit the night before. Of course, you know me, I always prepare the night before. I chose a crisp white dress shirt. Crisp means clean, fresh, and neatly pressed with no wrinkles. Charcoal gray trousers. Charcoal is a very dark gray color, almost black, but with a warmer tone. A dark navy tie, and polished black dress shoes. Polished means cleaned and buffed until they shine. Shiny shoes are a classic sign of someone who takes care of the details. I dressed carefully. I buttoned my shirt all the way up, straightened my tie, tucked in my shirt neatly. Tucked in means the bottom of your shirt is folded and pressed inside your trousers, a clean, professional look. I checked myself in the mirror. I looked professional, put together. Put together means well-dressed and organized, everything in its right place, a composed and confident appearance. I felt a flutter of nerves looking at myself. A flutter means a light, quick feeling, like the flapping of butterflies in your stomach. In English, we say butterflies in your stomach to describe that nervous, fluttery feeling before something important. I definitely had butterflies this morning. But underneath the nerves, excitement. Real, genuine excitement for something new. I went to the kitchen and made coffee. Strong coffee this morning, please. I also made a simple breakfast, scrambled eggs on toast. Scrambled eggs are eggs beaten together and cooked slowly in a pan, stirring constantly until they form soft, creamy curds. Curds are the soft, cloud-like pieces that scrambled eggs form as they cook. I love scrambled eggs. They're quick, easy, protein-rich, and genuinely comforting. Protein-rich means containing a lot of protein, an important nutrient that gives your body energy and helps build and repair muscles. I sat at my kitchen table and ate slowly, looking out the window. Denver was gray and cloudy this morning, an overcast Monday. Overcast means the sky is completely covered with clouds, with no blue sky or sunshine visible. Not the most cheerful weather for a first day, but I did not let it affect my mood. I thought about the day ahead. I would be meeting my new manager. A manager is the person directly above you in the company hierarchy who oversees your work and gives you guidance. I would be meeting my new team, the group of colleagues I would be working with every day. I would be learning new systems, new processes, new ways of doing things. It would be a lot to take in. Take in means to absorb and process a lot of new information at once. First days are always overwhelming in that way, so much new information coming at you from every direction. But I reminded myself, nobody expects you to know everything on day one. Day one is for listening, observing, and absorbing. Observing means watching carefully and paying attention. Absorbing means taking in and retaining new information, like a sponge soaking up water. I finished my breakfast, washed up, checked my bag, laptop, notebook, pen, phone charger, keys, wallet, and headed out the door. The drive to my new office took about 25 minutes, a slightly longer commute than my previous job, but still very manageable. The office was in a different part of downtown Denver, a newer area with modern buildings and wide streets. I found the parking garage, took a ticket, and parked. I sat in my car for a moment, my usual pre-activity quiet moment, and took a slow breath. New job, new start. You've got this. You've got this is an encouraging phrase Americans use to tell someone, or themselves, that they are capable and ready for what is ahead. I said it quietly to myself, smiled, and got out of the car. I walked to the building. It was a sleek, modern office building. Sleek means smooth, clean, and stylishly designed with modern lines and materials. Glass facade, polished stone floors in the lobby. Clean lines everywhere. Facade means the front face of a building, the exterior that you see from the street. I pushed through the revolving door into the lobby. A revolving door is a door made of several panels arranged in a circle that rotates. You push through one section, and it turns, bringing you inside. The lobby was impressive. High ceilings, a large reception desk, comfortable seating areas, and a coffee station in one corner. I walked to the receptionist. The receptionist, a friendly woman with a warm smile, greeted me and asked my name and which company I was visiting. I told her my name and said it was my first day. She congratulated me warmly, checked her computer, and handed me a visitor badge. A visitor badge is a temporary identification card you wear while you're in a building, usually clipped to your shirt or on a lanyard around your neck. A lanyard is a thin cord or strap worn around the neck to hold an ID badge. She told me someone from HR would be down shortly to collect me. HR stands for Human Resources, the department in a company that handles hiring, employee relations, benefits, and onboarding. Onboarding is the process a new employee goes through when they first join a company, setting up accounts, completing paperwork, learning the company's systems and culture. I sat in one of the comfortable chairs in the lobby and waited. I looked around, taking in my new surroundings. Surroundings means everything around you, the environment and space you're in. The lobby was busy with people coming and going, colleagues arriving for work, visitors checking in, couriers delivering packages. It felt lively and professional. A few minutes later, a woman appeared from the elevator and walked toward me with an open, friendly expression. She introduced herself as the HR coordinator assigned to my onboarding. A coordinator is a person responsible for organizing and managing a particular process or activity. She shook my hand warmly and welcomed me to the company. I felt immediately at ease. At ease means relaxed and comfortable, no longer tense or nervous.
Her energy was warm and organized. She had a full agenda for my first day. Agenda means a planned schedule of activities and meetings for the day. She took me up to the fourth floor, the main office floor where my team worked. The elevator doors opened, and I stepped out into a bright, open-plan office. Open plan means there are no walls separating individual workspaces. It's one large, open room with rows of desks. Many modern companies use open plan offices because they encourage communication and collaboration. Collaboration means working together with other people towards a shared goal. The HR coordinator walked me around the floor, introducing me to people as we went. Introductions on a first day are a wonderful and slightly overwhelming experience. You meet so many people in a short time. Names, faces, roles, and you know you won't remember all of them immediately. That's completely normal, and everyone understands it. Each person I met greeted me warmly. Firm handshakes, genuine smiles. Several people said some version of "welcome aboard." Welcome aboard is a phrase used to greet someone who has just joined a team or organization. Aboard means on board, as in now part of the group. It comes originally from ships, welcoming someone who has just come on board the vessel. She showed me to my desk. My desk, a clean, unoccupied workspace with a computer, a monitor, a keyboard, a mouse, and a small desk lamp. Unoccupied means empty and not yet being used, waiting for me. There was a small welcome card on the desk, a card signed by several members of the team with short, friendly welcome messages. I read each one. Such a simple gesture, but it made me feel genuinely welcomed and valued. She helped me get set up. Setting up means getting all the equipment and accounts ready to use. She walked me through logging into the computer system, setting up my work email, and downloading the software applications I would need. Applications, also called apps, are software programs used for specific tasks. I would need the project management app, the communication platform, and the file sharing system. The communication platform was one I hadn't used before, a new system I would need to learn. Learning new systems is one of the most common challenges of a new job. Every company has its own way of doing things, its own tools, its own language, its own processes. Part of starting a new job is learning this new language.
I took notes in my notebook as she explained things. I always take notes. Writing things down helps me remember and also shows that I am paying attention and taking things seriously. After the setup process, she introduced me to my direct manager. My direct manager is the person I report to, the person who gives me work assignments, reviews my performance, and guides my professional development. Professional development means growing and improving your skills and knowledge over your career. My manager was a man in his early 40s, calm, clear-spoken, and direct. Direct means straightforward and honest, saying exactly what he means without being vague or unclear. I liked that immediately. I always work well with direct people. No guessing games, no reading between the lines. He welcomed me warmly and sat down with me for an introductory meeting. An introductory meeting is an initial conversation between a new employee and their manager, getting to know each other, aligning on expectations, and setting the context for working together. Aligning on expectations means making sure both people have the same understanding of what is expected and what success looks like. He explained the team's current projects, what my role would involve, and what his priorities were for the coming weeks. He asked about my background and experience, what I had done before, what I was good at, what I wanted to develop. Develop means to grow and improve in specific areas. I answered honestly and clearly. I told him about my previous experience, my strengths. Strengths means the things you are particularly good at. And I also told him openly that there were things I would need time to learn. I think that honesty is important. Nobody arrives at a new job knowing everything. Acknowledging what you do not yet know is not a weakness, it is self-awareness. Self-awareness means understanding yourself clearly, your abilities, your limitations, and your areas for growth. He appreciated my honesty. He said his expectation for the first few weeks was simply to observe, ask questions, and get to know the team and the work. No pressure to perform immediately. That was reassuring to hear. Reassuring means comforting, reducing anxiety and giving confidence.
The rest of the morning passed in a blur of meetings, introductions, and information. A blur means things happen so quickly and densely that it's hard to remember each moment distinctly, like a photograph that is slightly out of focus. I had a team meeting at 10 o'clock, my first team meeting in the new company. Sitting around that meeting table for the first time, listening to my new colleagues discuss projects and priorities, it was fascinating and slightly overwhelming at the same time. Fascinating means extremely interesting and engaging. I listened carefully, took notes, and tried to absorb as much as possible without worrying about contributing yet. Contributing means adding your own ideas and input, speaking up and participating actively. Day one is for listening. The contributing comes later. At midday, lunchtime, several colleagues invited me to join them for lunch. This is one of the best things that can happen on a first day, being included. Included means invited to be part of the group. Going to lunch with colleagues on day one is a wonderful opportunity to get to know people in a more relaxed, informal setting. Informal means casual and relaxed, not formal or official. We went to a sandwich shop around the corner from the office. A sandwich shop is a casual restaurant specializing in made-to-order sandwiches. You choose your bread, your filling, and your toppings, and they make it fresh in front of you. Over lunch, the conversation was easy and warm. My new colleagues were curious about me, where I was from, what I had done before, why I had joined this company, and I was equally curious about them, how long they had been there, what the team was like, what they enjoyed about working there. This is the beginning of something important. Building relationships. Relationships in a workplace are everything. The quality of your working relationships affects your happiness, your effectiveness, your sense of belonging. Belonging means feeling like you are a genuine part of something, accepted, valued, and connected. By the end of lunch, I already felt the early seeds of connection with a few people. Seeds of connection means the very beginning of a relationship, small, early signs of warmth and mutual interest that could grow into real friendship over time. The afternoon brought more orientation sessions. Orientation means the process of familiarizing a new employee with the company, its culture, its policies, and its systems. I met with the IT department to complete my technical setup. IT stands for Information Technology, the team responsible for computers, systems, and technical support in a company. I completed my mandatory training modules. Mandatory means required, not optional. Training modules are short online learning courses covering important topics like data security, workplace safety, and company policies. By 5 p.m., the end of my first working day, I felt genuinely exhausted. But it was a good exhaustion, a productive, meaningful, purposeful exhaustion, the kind that comes from a day fully lived. I packed up my desk, putting my notebook in my bag, logging out of my computer, straightening my few belongings. I said goodbye to the colleagues near my desk. Several of them told me it was great to meet me and that they would see me tomorrow. Tomorrow, already feeling like part of the rhythm. I took the elevator down to the lobby, handed back my visitor badge, from tomorrow I would have my permanent employee badge, and walked out through the revolving door into the cool Denver evening. I stood on the sidewalk for a moment. The city was busy with the end-of-day rush. People heading home, cars moving through downtown, the energy of a city finishing its Monday. I took a long, slow breath of cool evening air. Day one, done. Walking back to the parking garage, I took stock of the day. Take stock means to pause and reflect on everything, to assess where you are and how things have gone, a quiet, honest review. The office was modern and well-equipped. My manager was clear, direct, and supportive. My colleagues were welcoming and friendly. The work was going to be challenging, but in the right way. Challenging in the right way means difficult enough to push you and help you grow, but not so overwhelming that it feels impossible. I was nervous this morning, standing in front of that wardrobe, looking at my outfit, feeling those butterflies. But the day was good, really good, better than I had hoped, honestly. Starting something new is always hard at first. New environments, new faces, new systems, new expectations, but that discomfort means a feeling of unease or mild difficulty, is the price of growth, and growth is always worth the discomfort. I got in my car, sat in the quiet for my usual moment, and allowed myself to feel genuinely proud.
proud of the courage it took to make this change, proud of showing up, being present, giving my best on day one. I started the engine. The radio came on. I pulled out of the parking garage and drove home through the Denver evening streets. Tomorrow, day 2. And somehow, that thought made me smile.
So let me go through today's key vocabulary one final time, because this story was full of such useful words for talking about work and new beginnings. A resignation is an official notice that you are leaving your job. Onboarding is the process a new employee goes through when joining a company. Open plan office means one large open workspace with no walls between desks. Welcome aboard is a phrase used to greet someone who has just joined a team. A direct manager is the person you report to at work. Aligning on expectations means making sure everyone has the same understanding of goals. Self-awareness means understanding your own abilities, limitations, and growth areas. Belonging means feeling like a genuine, valued part of a group. Seeds of connection means the early beginnings of a relationship. Take stock means to pause and honestly reflect on how things have gone. And discomfort is the price of growth, one of the most important ideas in today's story. And before I go, if you are starting something new in your own life right now, a new job, a new school, a new city, a new chapter of any kind, I just want to say, you've got this. The first day is always the hardest. After that, it gets easier, one day at a time. Thank you so much for spending this first day with me. I hope it was helpful for your English and maybe a little encouraging too. If you enjoyed this story and you want to keep learning natural, real American English, please subscribe to Free Daily English right here on YouTube. New stories every week, completely free, made just for you. Just hit that subscribe button below. Take care of yourselves, be brave, embrace the new, and I will see you in the next video. See you soon.